And
Nice. there's the opener. We found it.
welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, welcome back. We are back. And also, was that a new theme song I heard?
It was. And you know what? I don't know what it sounded like, but I bet it sounded good. Wow.
True. Hopefully, now we have to pick a new theme song. We've not actually picked one yet, but we are going to at the time of recording. So
you have put it into stone that there will be a new one by the time people are hearing this. So welcome, future friends. We are your past friends, speaking to you from past. It's so good to be back, Dan. This makes me so happy to be doing this show yet again. It's just my favorite part of I don't want to say my whole life, but it's up there. And it feels so good to be doing it.
That would be too much. I would be worried about the other parts of your life. Yeah. We were to the point where we're starting to get bullied and harassed into getting back to the show. So you're welcome, everybody. We are back. Preston, I mean, how you doing? How have you been? And most importantly, what are you drinking this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm drinking a mango White Claw to cap off my wife's birthday weekend. We had a grand old time. Spent some time at the lake on Saturday, went to the aquarium today. It was a grand old time. It was fabulous.
How aqua festive.
Yeah, a former drafted guest, Lauren.
Yes.
It's her birthday. Everybody wish Lauren a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
A crowd favorite. And
crowd favorite,
folks, is the voice of someone who we horribly regretted not being able to get into season 2. And there's a long story behind this, but we are glad to have her back. It's Lindsay Soo. Lindsay Soo, thanks so much for coming back. How are you doing, and what are you drinking tonight?
Thanks for having me, boys. Yeah, it feels like it's been a long time, and very excited to get not only to get back on the pod, but to be on the inaugural episode of season 3. And I am drinking absolutely nothing because I am a heathen and I am constantly dehydrated.
So you can drink water. That's fine. I think half of our guests drink water.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. I don't even have anything with me right now. Oh my God. And I'm very thirsty. I don't know what I was thinking.
You can go get water right now.
You can go get some right now.
Well, no, it's too late. It's too late.
All right. Sue is in a die of dehydration mid-pod, and you'll never hear this episode either. Yeah, Sue was supposed to be our first guest of season 2 as well. And disaster struck. We lost the audio. And then Sue, I don't know if other people know this, but Sue is the busiest person on the face of the entire earth. Mm-hmm. And we could not get her back on for a recording later in the season. It was very unfortunate.
Truly tragic.
Wow. Yeah, you felt it there, folks. You felt the regret come coursing through the Zoom window.
I mean, you could have pretended a little bit.
Hold on, let me wipe away my tears, and then we'll get to the business of the night.
No, we are thrilled to have Sue back on. Always been a big friend of the show, whether they've been a guest or not. So, and I myself, I am drinking this is probably politically not cool these days. I'm drinking a Moscow Mule.
Oh, Dan, you're gonna support that economy in a time like this?
I don't. It's not a Russian vodka. It's a Dutch vodka, Kettle One.
There you go.
And the ginger beer was not Reed's. I can't imagine Reed's ginger beer. Here, I have the can here. I can't imagine it.
Can't imagine that's a Russian ginger beer.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's affiliated with Russian anyway.
Okay, we'll let it slide.
Looking very, very quickly, I don't see where it's from, but nothing. Connecticut.
Okay,
and there's not a place less Russian than Connecticut, so we're good. But no, it's actually kind of a funny story. My parents got me Moscow Mule stuff for Christmas, and then shortly after Christmas I moved in with new roommates at the start of the new year, and so like it was the only thing I had to drink, so I had like some Moscow Mules after moving in, and so my roommates think I love Moscow Mules, which I do. I mean, I like a Moscow Mule. It's like my favorite drink in the world, but they're good. But so for my birthday, it was very, very sweet of them. They got me Moscow Mule stuff, so I am once again drinking Moscow Mule stuff. So that's what I have, and that's what I'm drinking tonight.
It's not the worst thing to be associated with.
No, I mean, it's a great, refreshing drink. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you could have said you always drink like licorice flavored tea, and then they would only get you that all the time. That would be so much worse.
That's true. It could have been a lot worse. I could have really, really screwed myself over. Thankfully, I did not. And Preston, I mean, let's stop dilly-dallying. The people are here for the draft. The show is called Drafted. It's the first draft we've done since December. What are we drafting for the inaugural episode of season 3?
Tonight, we are drafting a set list of karaoke songs. There are a couple clarifications here. These are not necessarily songs for us to sing. We are drafting what I think we all agreed would be the most entertaining karaoke set list to potentially witness, maybe slightly partake in.
I thought it was perform. Did we not all agree on perform? Set list to perform. Sue, what did we say?
This is all the same to me.
It's truly all the same. It's a good point. It's okay. Going to be up to the voters anyway. We can make it one hard and fast thing, and they will all pick the other one. So it's the best karaoke set list. Whatever that means to you, dear listener, is what it means.
I think I'm gonna, one thing I'm gonna be taking into consideration is balance. You can't just have like banger after banger after banger, because like that's going to be exhausting. So you got to have something to like, slow it down a little bit, like
change different notes,
Yeah. And I very explicitly didn't want this to be things that I would be singing, because I have a very terrible range and just a mediocre singing voice. So this is just for, the folks in the bar, in your local karaoke watering hole that are going to bring out some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of that, we are drafting from a list of set songs here. It's not just every song in the world. We are drafting from the Rolling Stone top songs of all time, and we are limiting ourselves to the top 100. The list goes to 500. Any thoughts on the list from either of you as you were kind of peering through it and watching Rolling Stone try and rank the best songs of all time?
It skews older, which is unsurprising considering Rolling Stone. There are fortunately a few, more modern classics in there that I think are probably going to be picked quite highly, I would imagine, considering our audience age. I guess I'm assuming. I don't have demographics for our listenership. Maybe we're real big in retirement communities. I don't know.
Yeah, average listener age 68. Average hobby while listening, knitting. Absolutely right.
Yeah. See, I didn't know this before. I probably would have prepped very differently for this draft. But yeah, I there are some surprises. There were a few songs I had never heard of before, which I was a little surprised by.
Same.
But I think a lot of the songs you'd expect were up there. The biggest surprise for me was the top Bob Marley song, which is Redemption Song. And I just feel like there are many Bob Marley songs that I would rank ahead of that one personally.
I would agree. The list skews itself too towards, as you would expect, songs that are like impactful or deep and for lack of a better word, like slow, which does not lend itself well to a karaoke night. Like there are a lot of Bob Dylan songs that I was just like, skip, not a chance. Absolutely not. No way. Yeah. Like you are absolutely ruining the bar if you go up on karaoke and start doing some sort of Bob Dylan song.
Yeah, no one wants that. No one wants that at all. I am curious to see where we all go with this draft, though. I agree with Sue. I think, trying to hit several different notes with your list is important. You don't want to just have 6 very samey songs in a row, I wouldn't say. Draft order I have for everyone. Preston is first, then Sue, and then myself last. And of course, as always, snake style draft, so the order will reverse on even rounds. Do we need to discuss anything else? Are we all squared away on what the parameters are here? Can we get this draft underway?
I'm good.
All right, let's do it then, Preston. Take the first draft of the season. First pick of season 3. Take it away, Preston.
I'm gonna go for the speed run of derailing the episode here. I'm just kidding.
I love that.
So it's really hard for me to separate. So this is the last time I'm gonna say this, because if I say it any more times, my head's gonna be too big to fit in the Zoom frame. I did go to school for vocal performance on a scholarship initially before I switched out. So it is very difficult for me to pick songs that I couldn't envision myself, given the right karaoke environment, taking the old swing at.
This is a big reason why we said it's specifically not us singing, because at that point, Preston could pick the 6 worst songs on the list. And Sue and I pick, the best 12, and Preston would still win, because Preston is a trained singer and very good at it. And I think Sue is actually, I like Sue's singing voice. I don't think I have the worst singing voice in the world, but neither of us can compete with you at any level in actual singing. So we're throwing that, part of the equation out of the challenge here.
Preston, can you give us a few bars here just to?
Absolutely not. Well, and you know what? That's a perfect transition into my next point, which is that despite that background, I really am kind of karaoke averse. I have not done it very much. I've only done it twice, and both times I had a live band behind me, which is like
that's not
very
karaoke.
much increasing.
That makes a huge difference.
I know it's. I guess it's technically not karaoke.
Well, no. Have you ever seen or done live band karaoke? That like
apparently Preston has twice.
Game. It changes the game. It's so much more like anything that you sing is like, it doesn't matter. Like the crowd's going to love it because it's a live band and you feel like a rock star. So
it just, the feeling behind it just gives you so much confidence. I wouldn't say I necessarily have like stage fright. Boy, it's hard to beat that feeling. The 2 times I've done it, I will say, because neither of the songs are on this list. I sang Take Me Home Country Roads in Charlotte with a live band behind me. And I sang Separate Ways by Journey with a live band behind me in Virginia Highlands here in Atlanta, which was incredible. So it's going to be hard for me to draft songs that I couldn't envision myself, given the right opportunity and the right amount of drinks, taking the old swing at. And kind of in my brain, I don't expect the listeners to imagine this, but because I've only ever done it with a live band, I kind of been imagining like a more supportive background setup a little bit than just like karaoke track. But anyways, all that is leading to my first pick, which is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
It's the number 1 pick.
There's it's a story told in 3 acts. This is 3 distinct karaoke performances in one song. You're getting a good old college try if you get up there. There's going to be an interpretive dance element. It's going to be incredible.
But this is true for everyone, Preston. That's why this is the top pick, because it doesn't matter how good or bad you are at singing. You're going to get everyone's best effort on Bohemian Rhapsody. Everyone knows this song. The whole crowd is going to be singing along with you. The energy is going to be incredible no matter how many notes you miss. I think for me, this was the clear number 1 choice.
So that's funny because I explicitly did not include this song on my list at all.
Really?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because every time that you go to karaoke, there's always some asshole that's like, yeah, I'm going to do Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's me, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
One of the biggest things, and again, this is kind of where I guess the like difference between whether it's something that we're performing versus something that we're just like we're at the karaoke and we're trying to have a good performance is. But like if I'm gonna sing karaoke, it's gonna be 3 minutes or less. Like I'm not singing a long song at karaoke, and Bohemian Rhapsody is 6 minutes long, and it's just like it is entertaining. It's very different, and you can definitely do a performance, but it's just so long. So
that's glorious minutes. and so the mistake you've made is the asshole that sings Bohemian Rhapsody at karaoke is exactly the kind of asshole that listens to this show.
This is true. And you know what? They are the same kind of person who won't realize they made everybody else have a bad time because they had a great time.
Yeah.
And they think the feeling is mutual with everybody.
Yeah. So I think that's a great pick, Preston. Sue disagrees. And I think that's valid. I think the length of the song, honestly, I didn't really factor that into any of my rankings, and I probably should have, because 6 minutes is a long time to be singing a song by yourself in front of a bunch of people you don't know.
Not for me.
But I just think it's just such, I think it has to be the top choice. I really think it had to be.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just, I personally would never sing it. So yeah, that's kind of why I didn't include it. But I do think that it's a crowd pleaser. So
yeah.
Very nice.
All right, Sue, how do you follow up that choice?
Honestly, I think this is like, there's just so many songs, and this is the fun thing about
100, in fact.
This is the fun thing about this like kind of draft is like there's just so many good choices. So like we're gonna have a good time. Okay, there's a lot to pick. But my first one is going to be Sweet Child of Mine.
Ooh, okay. I have a qualm here because I initially put it on the list and then I took it off after a second. And there is a long guitar solo here. And I'm wondering what you or insert applicable person is doing during this guitar solo. Because you can do air guitar for the first 2 bars and be like, that's cute. And then it's just dragging. Like, oh no, this is going to go on forever.
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. So, and typically, again, this is something that I think about when I am going to sing karaoke myself, but no solos. But if you're going to do that, what you do is you bring a tall boy with you, and then you shotgun during the guitar solo. And
that's not a good idea.
And people love it. And then you're even more buzzed for the rest of the song, and you're just like ready to go.
That is a great idea. It's fabulous.
Have you actually done this, Sue?
I have drunk a beer during a karaoke.
No, but did you shotgun during the guitar solo of Sweet Child of Mine?
Okay, no, I have not done that. But
all right, bucket list has one extra item.
Yeah, we should have discussed this beforehand. Sue is an actual karaoke person. Sue does karaoke.
It's true. I do.
Neither Preston nor myself. I didn't know this until now, but neither Preston nor myself really do it at all. So Sue, great guest for this episode. Maybe we should just defer to Sue's expertise on all these decisions because they actually know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have Sweet Child of Mine on my list because I don't really like that song.
Oh wow. Okay, there's a take. Yeah. it's very good. So
it's not really.
I'm being wrong.
I just like to clear. It's not a take because I didn't say the song is bad. I just shared my opinion on how I feel about the song.
When the mic is on, everything is a take. There's no such thing as an opinion that isn't. See,
this is the effect Stephen A. Smith has had on the world.
Yeah, we're the Stephen A. Smith of podcast. Absolutely.
I'm cool with it. Oh God. Yeah, so I didn't have it on my list. It does seem like a song that would be very fun to sing. So I can definitely understand why Sue would take it so highly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings me up here. With back-to-back picks. And I think, I don't know that these would actually be my top, these definitely would not be my top two choices to sing myself, but I think they have a lot of value in that they're pretty different than a lot of the songs on the list, and they're songs that I want on my team, and I think I can fill out some more like classic banger types later, I'm hoping. So first, I'm going to take Hey Ya by Outkast because I really wanted a hip-hop style song in there, and there weren't a ton of them in the top 100. Nope. I think this is the most singable, karaokeable of the ones that were available to us.
Let's put it in like plain terms. This is the only one that white people can actually sing.
Yes.
It's true. That's it. There's a lot of other great rap and R&B on this list, and none of which I feel comfortable picking on.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. Also, it's more like singy than a lot of the other ones.
Sure.
It's like you don't actually have to have rap flow to be able to, to karaoke it. So I think it holds a lot of value for that reason. And the other one, I think this might be a reach, but I think it's just such a banger that I'm going to take "Dancing on My Own" by Robin as my second pick.
That's a good one.
This is a complete disaster. That was my hopeful picks number 2 and 3 for my team. Not kidding.
Oh, that feels tremendous.
In that order. That feels very
tremendous
bad.
for me.
I'm immediately shooketh. Dancing on My Own is an absolute bop.
It's so good. It's such a good song. I was surprised to see it. It's like 19 or something.
Yeah, it's high up there.
I didn't expect that, but I was like, you can't really argue with it though, can you? But I think because considering the source, I was surprised to see it fall there.
Wow, I'm already struggling. This is not good. I gotta go back through the list while y'all are doing stuff for a second.
Yeah,
I mean, Sue is up next, so you do have time here, Preston.
Yeah, I'll stall for you. Now that I'm thinking about it, and you mentioned that this is like the top 100 songs are like a little heavier, maybe, which kind of lends itself to slower songs. So it definitely, when I'm looking back at this, it's like there's definitely a bias in that direction. But still, there's a lot. I think "Dancing on My Own" is a really good one. It's one of the few like newer songs that's like very upbeat. So I'm gonna continue that train and go with a Kelly Clarkson classic, "Since You've Been Gone."
Baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yes. So I want to come go to karaoke with you, and we can do both of our set lists, and we'll do some sort of audience poll after that.
So this is the thing. I have seen Since You've Been Gone performed as karaoke one time, and by friend of the show Pat Segamiller. He did a great job, but
I would pay
he did.
so much
Pat's
money
a
for
good
that
singer.
footage. I would
Pat's a
just
good
pay an
singer.
infinite amount of
I've
money.
got
for
it
that
somewhere.
footage.
I've got it somewhere.
Oh
Maybe
my
we can
God.
put it in the subscriber only section. It is a very hard song to sing karaoke. I would personally never do it, but it is very entertaining.
It's
and
very
it's a great
high
song.
high range, I would say.
It's a wide range. You got to get the
Mhm.
highs and the lows, which is
Yeah.
tough, but it's fun.
Does Pat take it down the octave when he gets to the chorus? You remember? We'll have to look into this because
We'll
I'm
review the
genuinely
footage.
We'll check the
curious
tape.
when,
We'll check the
when it
tape.
comes to the big octave jump if he wussies out or not. I don't. He doesn't seem like the kind of wussy out. I'm sure there's another outcome there.
Was that enough? I mean, I think that's a great pick.
Thank you.
I mean, I wish it weren't the biggest Kelly Clarkson song because there are ones that I like more, but it's just so massive, and I feel like Pitch Perfect played a big part in that. The movie. It's just very singable. You know, everyone knows the song. The whole bar, even if you can't hit the notes, the whole bar is gonna be screaming at the top of their lungs with you. You know,
I think this is a huge thing about karaoke songs. What will make them good or bad is like, even if you suck, if it's a song that people are going to sing along with, it just erases the suck, and everyone's into it, and there's like high energy, and it just like helps carry it. So yeah,
100%. I think it's a great choice. Preston, did we stall long enough for you?
I think so. I wanted to avoid this because I just took a really long song and I'm about to take another one. I'm clearly hogging the stage from somebody.
Preston might have a full 30-minute set in his karaoke set.
That's true. But this is when I started like doing music stuff and we would do parties and things. This is what I would play, and all the crowd was into it. And it was fun. So I'm gonna bring it back out. And I'm taking Hey Jude.
I had
if only for that last section, right? Like, I think the problem is it's a slow build. So you've got to kind of like give people a second to go get another drink. And then by the time they get back, you'll be in the big finale section.
I just think everyone's gonna be singing. This is the one that I wanted for my everyone singing with you. Because I think even though it's kind of a slow build, everyone is singing the slow build with you, I think, in the bar.
Okay.
I think that's a great pick. You kind of got me back there. I was going to take that with one of my next two picks. So
that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Sue, any thoughts?
I mean, I think it's good. I mean, obviously it's a good song. Okay. It's just a little slow. It's a little slow.
Mm-hmm. It's a little slow.
So it's nothing against that. I love the Beatles, but and yeah, you will get the crowd singing. So I think that's big bonus points for you.
You know what's bullshit?
What's bullshit, Dan?
People our age not liking the Beatles.
That is bullshit. That's a hipster who doesn't know how to like really put the effort in.
Yeah.
Like it's such an easy thing
Beatles
to just come out and say.
It is firmly flag planted pro Beatles. If you're like, to me, it often feels just like someone who's like trying to formulate another part of their personality or something, like they're grasping at straws, like, oh, what can I do to be interesting? I know I can not like the Beatles.
And you know the guy just like that also doesn't watch any of the Marvel movies out of principle, right, Dan? Just like
Come
that
on,
guy.
do not compare the Beatles to fucking Marvel movies, please.
No, but it's more about like, you know, do you want to enjoy your time on this piece of earth floating through the sun or whatever?
Boy. Let's not open this can of worms, shall we? Let's just make everyone who listens to the show feel alienated by us for, you know, if they don't like the Beatles, and they'll never listen to the podcast again. Okay.
Did anybody catch that really messed up proverb I just threw out there? Because I think that's gonna end up being a piece of drafted merch. Do you want to enjoy your time floating on this piece of earth through the sun?
I didn't catch that, but that's pretty good.
That was a mistake. I'm very tired.
I love my time floating on this piece of earth.
Through the sun. Through it. Not around it.
Whenever we get around to actually making drafted merch, that'll be on a t-shirt for sure.
Okay. I'm taking a shorter, more upbeat, dancey choice here. Because I think I need one, and I'm gonna take Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, good one.
I think the nice part about this is that in the instrumental sections, as Daniel just demonstrated, people are still singing along, right? Isn't that amazing? And they're still like dancing and moving and grooving. You do not have to carry this. Like the song is kind of carrying it for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great song. I mean, all the songs here are great though, but
no,
but
they're
Stevie
not.
Wonder
No, there are
just,
several truly bad songs on this list. In fact, it caused.
I want to hear what those are
we were driving home from dinner.
Post draft discussion.
We were driving home from dinner as I was prepping for this, as my wife and I were helping, and it caused us to create a Mount Rushmore of most overrated artists of all time. And I think we'll tease that for the last segment of the show. That I will reveal.
Is this going to come to blows? I feel like this might be upsetting to me.
It's possible. I mean, if you're going for most overrated artists of all time, it has to be people that people like. So I think I'm going to make some enemies, but I'll save that for the end.
Well, that's a good teaser. We'll have that to look forward to. But I mean, this is just a groovy song, Mm-hmm. Everyone is there a person on earth who doesn't like this song? I don't think so.
It's great.
Okay, I was worried Sue was about to.
No, I'm into it.
I fucking hate that song.
That was that was definitely in my A tier.
Yeah, same.
But who doesn't love Stevie Wonder? Come on,
he's an icon. All right. Do y'all think Stevie Wonder is blind?
Yes.
Or
didn't this come up on our conspiracies episode?
I think it might have.
This is the first time getting drafted where we realize we've talked about too many things on the show. We're recovering topics.
I mean, this is an evergreen topic. We should start every show by asking our guests if they think Stevie Wonder is actually blind.
It's a new bit just for season 3. I'm gonna say yes. I have no reason to believe that he is not blind. So
okay.
Follow the money.
What if I told follow the money? Follow the money. That's all we'll say. What if I told you he sits courtside at basketball games?
It's for the clout. You're so rich that you just
that honestly is the actual reason. Because people usually say like, you feel the atmosphere, but no, the real reason is for the clout.
No, it's the audio on the court. Like if you're that close, you can hear the players yelling at each other. That's a legit reason. Don't try and even argue with it. We're gonna move on.
It is. I think Sue's reasoning is better.
That's fair.
Man, okay. I there's so many good choices. I think I'm gonna go with one. I'm a little heavy on the ballads right now, but not sort of, but I would be kicking myself if I didn't get this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna take "I Will Always Love You" by the wonderful Whitney Houston. Oof. Again, this is another song that like absolutely could just go terribly wrong. Like most people should not be singing this song, but it's great, and it's one of those like songs that's like in your feels and like really gets to people, but also is like, fuck yeah, like it's not like just slow or anything. You get a key change in there. It's there's a lot going on.
This is high risk, high reward. For sure. But I if there's somehow a way to phrase that where it's higher on the high risk spectrum, I think the reward here is like shooting a deep 3, like a half court shot. It's not like a low percentage play. It's like, oh boy, that's a tester. Yeah.
I feel like it's the best singing performance in a modern piece of pop music.
I don't think so.
What's better?
I think it would be Jennifer Hudson and Telling You. I'm not going.
There it is. The
best man I ever known.
That song wasn't on this list.
It's true. It's the best singing performance on this list. I'll give you that. How about that?
All right.
I need to listen to Telling You.
Besides me when I do Bohemian Rhapsody. Yes.
right, of course.
Yeah.
But okay. In terms of like popularity, if you weight that in, then because I don't think I've ever even heard of Telling You by him.
What?
Is that in Dreamgirls?
Yeah, and it's not actually called Telling You.
So you don't
I'm
even know
feeling,
what it's called.
because I
No,
know
no.
all
Oh,
the words. I
know
don't
what
know which
song-
ones are the title.
I know what song you're thinking of. You're thinking of "I Will Always Love You."
I'm
by
telling
Whitney
you, I'm
Houston.
not going. And no, that's not.
Oh,
It's called "And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going."
Yeah.
It is the quintessential number from Dreamgirls, and Jennifer
Well-
Hudson is the most talented vocal performer of the modern times that we have. Full stop.
I would
Doesn't
say
put out
that
a lot of great
I would
music,
say
to
that
be
there are
fair.
better songs in that movie.
It's possible, but that is the hardest song to sing, I think.
Okay, fair.
Mhm.
Moving on, Daniel.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. It is my selection. I think that's a great choice, Sue. Much better than If It Were Eligible, whatever the song Preston's talking about is. And
Nice.
I don't know what
there's
I don't know what to take.
the opener. We found it.
You get goosebumps every single time you listen to that song. Every single time. Whitney Houston, what an incredible talent she was. All right, I really don't know which direction to go here. I have several songs that are still in my S tier available, and I have back-to-back picks. I think I'm gonna go with just a song that I just enjoy singing, and I feel like a lot of people enjoy singing, and that is "Like a Prayer" by Madonna.
You're killing me.
So has everybody heard the Miley Cyrus version of this that just recently dropped at one of her concerts? Guys, it was so good to the point that I started looking up more about like the song and how it was written and all. You get in like that kind of mode. It is so good. It's unbelievably good. Miley Cyrus is having a second kind of resurgence in her career right now. A renaissance. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And it is I'm here for it. It's fabulous. But this is a great choice regardless.
This is the thing about Miley Cyrus for me, and I've not heard this, or maybe some of her newer stuff. Does she still sound like Miley Cyrus?
She has a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
But I would say it sounds like there's definitely no country twang in it.
No, but her voice sounds the same.
It is very rough, and it sounds like it should be from like the late 80s and not right now. And I appreciate that. I like that a lot.
I think she's definitely a talented singer, and I can recognize that. But her voice I just can't get on board with it. It's like
that's fine.
Like nasally, like I don't know. It really is grating to me, and I just can't really get on board with anytime she like actually tries to sing. And I feel bad about it because I do think she's a talented singer, but just the quality of her voice is just not for me.
I think that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Right. Good choice though.
Thank you. Sue, other than being devastated that I took it, do you have any thoughts?
No, it's great. I mean, it's a bop. That's
yeah, it really is.
It's not too heavy. It's not too hard to sing. It's just, yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the halfway point of the draft. We're going to take a quick breather and then be right back. Okay, Preston, what are we drafting tonight?
Dan, we are drafting the best ways to support the Drafted Podcast. You've got first overall pick. What are you taking?
I have the number one pick. Wow. I mean, what a draft of the number one pick for. This is a no-brainer, Preston. I'm taking the Drafted Patreon. There's no better way to support the show, as you well know.
Yeah, it was clearly the top of my board. It's such a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, you can support us for as little as $3 a month. You get secret access to levels of the Drafted Discord, where you get access just to me and Preston and the other subscribers and VIPs of the show. Mm-hmm. You also get to listen to episodes without this annoying commercial or any other commercial breaks in it, and you get the unedited cut of the pod as well. So, I mean, there really is no better way, both for us and for the listeners, to support the show.
Yeah, if you think we mess up on the cut you hear, oof. Just wait until you get the actual unedited version. It's a good first pick, Dan. For the second pick, I'm going to take rating us 5 stars on iTunes. Very helpful. Yeah. And for my third pick there, I'll say following us on all of our channels, Twitter, Instagram, everything we've got. And I think draft is over. So we'll do my team versus your team.
Yeah. I mean, we got to send it to Twitter. But hey, maybe your vote will count extra too if you support us on Patreon.
I clearly won.
Okay, we are back for the second half of the draft. I am up with the first pick here since I had the last pick, in the first round. You guys know how it works. Again, I'm still torn. I think I'm going to hope that my other two songs come back to me. I'll be real upset if they don't. I just don't know which one to value the highest, but I think I'm just going to go for I think the most singable song by one of my absolute favorite artists, and that is Tiny Dancer by Elton John.
This was coming back around to me, and I was gonna snatch it. I was hoping. Yeah.
That's great
music
pick.
to my ears.
Yeah.
No pun intended. This is not my favorite Elton John song, I have to say. It's good. It's certainly not my favorite. It probably wouldn't even crack my top 5. And Elton John is one of my very favorite musical artists of all time. But this is just the song. One, it's the only Elton John song in the top 100, so it's my only choice to take an Elton song. But also, I think it's just it's the most group singable and the most I don't know, just the easiest to kind of belt out in a karaoke setting. So it feels like a great fit.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say. It's also not my favorite Elton John song, but
what's your favorite Elton John song?
Spot here. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, probably.
That's mine too.
I think that's right. It hits me. Hits me hard.
Is your favorite Elton John song Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? If not, leave the podcast immediately.
Yikes.
No, it's okay. There are also a lot of acceptable answers here with Elton.
Because we're talking a lot about it this episode. That song I've heard attempted covers by from a lot of people. That is a very difficult song.
Yeah.
You can be very talented and sit down and try and get it into your voice, and it just will never happen just because of how all over the place it is. There's some weird things going on, but it's very good. Anyways, we can move on now.
Do you have a favorite Elton John song, Sue?
Yeah. I mean, it's not original, but I love your song partly because I really love
that's fine.
Beautiful song.
Moulin Rouge. So
a fellow Moulin Rouge lover in the house, everybody. Never thought I would find one, to be honest.
There's 3 of us, man. Come on.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I love Moulin Rouge.
We've never talked about this.
I don't watch it a ton because the ending makes me very sad, and I don't like movies that make me
you
sad.
You gotta just shut it off before that happens. You only need to really watch that once, and then every subsequent time you watch the film, you could just be like, all right, laptop closed, happy ending.
No, it is a great, very fun movie.
There's an Elton John song called Daniel. I don't know why that's not your favorite song, Daniel.
It's good, but it's just not my favorite. I do always say that it's about me though, because I'm nothing if not just a walking dad joke, All right, Sue, you are up with your 4th pick of the draft.
I am indeed. And I am gonna shake it up just a little bit, and I'm gonna get to a little bit more of a poppy place, a little less ballady, a little less intense, and I'm gonna go with a little Billie Jean. Michael Jackson.
Nice. That's good. I was curious about picking a Michael Jackson song because Sue would know better, the karaoke expert here. Can you do Michael Jackson songs and avoid going into impression territory, right? Do people go up and do Michael Jackson songs and then try and sound like him?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the most part, people are just going to go into falsetto, so it's
that's fair.
In a certain sense, that's always going to be kind of an impression. I would think that people more do impressions of trying to moonwalk dancing and stuff. Yeah. That's where it comes in, which I mean, again, most of the time that's going to be what the fuck, but sometimes you'll get a really good performer who's very engaging, so that's good.
And I will say, Billie Jean isn't one of the Michael Jackson songs that's kind of filled with the Michael Jackson isms,
stuff, idiosyncrasies,
the hee and the chamon, it's not one of it's not filled with a bunch of those. So I think you can get away with just kind of singing it, and you gotta do a little bit of moonwalk though, right, Sue?
Yeah.
I like the pick. I mean, it's a great song. It didn't quite crack my top 18. I don't really know why. It just did when I was going through the list, it just didn't quite jump out to me as one that I should add immediately. And before I even had a second go through, I already had, a full board. But I can't make any criticisms. I'm still waiting for one of you guys to really just have a bad pick that I can lambast, but I don't think this one is it.
This is usually where it happens, gotta be honest. and with the amount I'm scrolling through the list right now, it could happen. I feel like I'm in a minefield.
It's not
and I'm
fun
taking
if we
very
all have
careful
good picks
steps
the whole way,
Well, I'm tempted to like lean in and just take the longest possible songs on here. And just give myself all the time on stage. I want the 10-minute version of All Too Well, for sure. Give me Purple Rain. Okay. Is it my pick here? Sorry, I lost track.
It is back to back.
Oh, okay. I feel like I'm potentially going to step in it. I'm going to take like one that just a lot of people know the words to, and it switches up my vibe a little bit. And I'm going to take My Girl by The Temptations.
Ooh,
that was also on my list. That's a good pick.
Do we not feel like this one's a little too like group singy feeling to be a good solo karaoke song? Are you like bringing a whole team up with you for this?
No. Well, it's a fair question. I don't know. I mean, you got to slow it down at some point, right?
Yeah.
This is it.
It's like in karaoke, I generally don't know this. For songs that are kind of more like group singy, are there like backing vocals in the karaoke track?
Yeah. Usually karaoke, like if you're doing that, there are backing vocals. And I mean, this is the kind of song that like is like one of the first songs that's sung in the night, and it's like for like college girls that are scared to go out by themselves, so they like bring all of them out there and they're like singing.
Who are
together.
your 3 college girls, Preston? It's
a fair question. The one that I will not go any further into. I was actually a little sad to see there weren't a lot of duets on here, if any, because I would definitely figure out how to do some karaoke with my wife, even though she'd never agree to that. But maybe one day when we do a Disney version of this, we'll get into the duet space a little bit. Yeah.
The lack of Disney songs is a real punch to my actual karaoke wheelhouse.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how risky to play this. I think I'm gonna save my risky choice for the last.
Come on, do it for the listeners. Play it risky.
Well, this is not my last choice, right?
No.
I'm gonna save my risky choice for the last.
Why not do 2 risky choices?
You're trying to trip me up here, and I gotta be honest, I'm not gonna have it.
Damn, he's on his game for episode 1.
I'm deciding between 2. I'm gonna go Rolling in the Deep.
It's a great one.
Good one.
Okay, good. It felt safe. And I like my list, how it's coming together. So I'm cool just like finding nice crowd pleasers. You don't want to go too risky in karaoke. You really got to pull some shit off if you do that. So I feel good.
Yeah, that's a great one. I would have taken, that was one that I probably would have taken if I hadn't taken I Will Always Love You, because it's kind of, there's like similar-ish vibes there. But I mean, yeah, like everyone wants to sound like Adele. Like everyone wants to be the main character. So
I'm bringing that energy to the forefront tonight. I like it.
Have y'all seen the video of Adele where she disguises herself and then enters an Adele pageant?
Yes.
It's good if you've not seen it. It's like Graham Norton, he's like the Conan of the UK. He like sets this whole thing up, and I guess they're just like Adele pageants where people kind of dress up like Adele.
It's like impersonator contests.
Yeah. And then Adele, does like fake nose, fake extensions and everything to make herself not look like her, and sings in front of all these people who are Adele obsessed. It's only like 12 people, so it's like a very intimate thing. It's very, very cool. Definitely recommend watching if you've not seen it.
It's the thing that makes it so cute is, not to spoil it, but how quickly they eventually realize she actually is Adele.
That is one of the cool
things. Happens so fast. As soon as she opens her mouth to sing, everybody's like, oh my God, that's real
Adele's
one.
voice.
Like they can just tell immediately. And I find that so adorable. It is
very cool.
Awesome.
Great choice. Was very high on my A tier. And it also, I think, helps modernize your set list a lot. You get a more current song in there, which I think is important.
Yeah,
as well.
which my other options did not do. So yeah.
All right, Sue.
Y'all, I'm having trouble here.
Oh no.
Not sure how to we got 2 left, so I'm like I feel like this is the most important to help round out my list.
She's falling apart. She's cracking under pressure.
I'm cracking. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. I will stall for the next 10 seconds while I make my final decision. There's part of me that wants to go something a little slower. There's part of me that wants a little bit more poppy, aspect to it. But, I want to change it up a little bit. So I am also going to do a song that Miley Cyrus did a cover of, and it's a total classic.
Pick the other song you were considering.
And it is the one and only Jolene.
No,
abso-freaking-lutely. That's a great choice.
Both incredible singer and developed the vaccine to COVID-19. Well, she didn't.
Sorry?
But she gave a lot of money. She gave a lot of money
Dolly Parton
to develop the Moderna vaccine.
What hasn't Dolly done?
She's
Dolly Parton,
incredible. She can do anything.
She has saved us all.
She in fact did a version of Jolene, the singing vaccine
Wow.
to get people to take the vaccine.
Is that real, or did you just make that up?
That is real.
Okay, I was gonna say
that
it's a
real.
great idea if you just made it up.
I'm not that genius. Come on.
Okay.
You know me too well to think that I might have come up with that on my own. No, Dolly Parton is, an icon, and we do not deserve her. And technically 2 songs by Dolly Parton in Sue's set list now.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
With I Will Always Love You. Yeah.
One of the most commonly, or one of the covers that people don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
We all had it. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a cover and people don't know
saying. Yeah. I was going to draft this so quickly with my very next pick. This is a great pick. Jolene's incredible song. It's short. It's short and sweet to the point. Beautiful. I feel like just about anyone can sing it too. It's not overly demanding in terms of course it helps if you're a great singer like Dolly to, really bring out the full character of it, but great choice. I think this is a steal at this point in the draft, I have to say.
Thank you.
What was
I think
the
it also
one
brings some of that.
you were debating over?
Well, you'll find out.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. I'm not going to give anything away at this point.
Sorry,
in this critical hour.
Yeah, true. We are at the dying embers of this draft here. What were you going to say though, Sue, about Jolene?
I was just I'm glad that I got one that's a little more, it's a different vibe than the rest of my songs, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a little slower, a little less just fun loving ballad. So
yeah, a little more soulful.
Mm-hmm.
A little more heartfelt. Yeah, I was definitely going to take it with this pick here. So I think that's a great choice. For my penultimate pick, I have one song left in my S tier that I just have to trust, I think, and then stall and figure out which remaining A tier song I'm going to choose. But I think this is just one of the best belters of all time. You just get to sing it with everything you have in you. And that is Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh my God. This was on my list too. I was thinking about it for my last pick here. Quick shout out to our former co-hosts, Pat Stegemiller and Tad Whistle, who did the best version of the song that I've ever heard.
Really?
At a concert that will never be replicated. It was unbelievable. Pat came up to me about 60 seconds before they went on stage and he said, "I'm going to look at you and you'll know." And he hands me a beer. And I was like, okay. And then he looked at me halfway through the song in the instrumental break, as Sue said, and I just chucked the beer at his face and he caught it and shotgunned it all the way down. And it was a fabulous moment. So clearly a very good karaoke song if those two hold it off with such grandeur. But
I will say my very similar story is not about Born to Run. I can't even remember. I don't think it's Born to Run. Honestly, maybe it was. I don't remember. One of my very few karaoke experiences was with Tad. and I can't remember which Springsteen song it was exactly, but he fucking annihilated it. He was like born to sing, like in a very drunken state, born to sing Bruce Springsteen songs, I think.
I think that's right. I think I'd rather him sing them than Bruce Springsteen, if I'm being honest.
I would too in a lot of ways, yeah. Sue, do you have any thoughts?
No, this is great. I actually almost took this before when I took I Will Always Love You. So I think this is great. Good job. Good pick.
Thank you. I feel like I've been doing quite well. I feel like you've all been upset with all of my picks so far.
Yes.
I can't wait to just completely fumble the bag with my last pick here. I do have in my list a song that I have, like in parentheses, I have backup to Jolene, as in if someone else takes Jolene before I get to, I'd take this one in its place.
Wow. Okay.
But I don't know if I should do that. I feel like I should go with a song that maybe hits just a different chord entirely.
Nice.
And I no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't have anything that quite hits this. And I think this is like kind of anthem-y in a way, and something that a lot of people will sing. And also I'm stealing a little bit from Sue, because when we texted Sue to have her come on as our guest for this episode, and she started looking through the list, she was like, "Oh, this song is an S tier option."
No, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself.
I'm gonna do it.
No, don't do it, Daniel.
Wonderwall by Oasis.
Oh no, Daniel! Why? Why have you forsaken us? No.
I'm out to win. Okay, we lost too many episodes last year, Preston. I'm out for blood this year.
This is an insane
This
choice.
is not the out for blood choice.
Is it not?
This is the jumping into the blood choice.
that was that. I was being sarcastic, right, when I said
did not
that.
know that. No.
Yes, I
This is a great
totally caught
karaoke
that.
song.
I caught 100% of the sarcasm. I was like,
Oh,
wow,
no.
Sue's funny.
Oh, this has backfired horribly. I feel like this is a great karaoke song, is it not?
You were gonna have 70% of the bar actively boo you when the first chord strikes on this song.
Do people hate this song? I didn't
No,
know.
Yes.
it's not.
Yes.
It's not that people hate this song. It's that it's like commonly, it's like a trope that of a joke that
It's
like, dudes
commonly
know
associated
4 chords on the
with
guitar
yes.
and they
Oh,
like
yeah.
are huge
Well, it's
douchebags.
perfect
They
for
just
that.
like play it and sing it.
yeah.
And
So you want to be that
it's
guy?
Perfect. I don't want to be that guy, but I think our pickers, our voters are that guy. You know.
you're
Wow.
calling your listeners douchebags?
See how highly he thinks of you.
No, come on. This is a good song. This is a good song. It's a good karaoke song. It might be simple and people can play it on the guitar easily, but it's a fun song to sing along to. You can't tell me that if it comes on the radio, you don't sing along with it.
I will actually argue that. Okay, I definitely sing along, but I will argue that it's not a great karaoke song because of the pace of it. It is a little meandering, and I don't really think it gets the people going.
Wow.
We're Sue and I are about we're bopping our heads to the beat and we're realizing it's a little too slow. And we'd rather it be a little quicker, and that's what I mean.
And after all,
That's a nice thing,
You're my
because it's poorly sung in the original. You can be a bad singer and sing it. Another very strong quality.
that's
Oh,
a fair
that's
point.
interesting.
That's a fair point. Like anybody can sing this song.
Yeah.
You can't do
Anybody
Wonderwall
can
bad.
sing this song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by the time you've started it, everyone has already left.
Yeah. Come on. All right. I feel fine about this pick. I think it's a good pick.
You could have played that so safe, and you went with the most divisive option available to us.
I don't know. I feel like all my other ones were maybe a little, I don't know. We can discuss in the post draft discussion, but Sue, it's your turn now to make your last pick.
All right. I'm glad we talked for so long because this let me make a decision. I went back and forth a lot about this, but I feel good about it. I am gonna go with Crazy in Love by Beyonce and Jay-Z. I think that this has some issues because there is that break with Jay-Z doing the rap. So you really kind of need somebody to like come in and interrupt you and like take the mic
Steal
and
the
start.
mic.
Yeah, you know, you can't really do both parts, but that also adds some fun to it to be like a fun performance. And everybody loves the song, you know, singing it along. I think, you know, obviously, you know, Beyonce does it best, but like anybody could really sing this. And
oh, really? I was thinking it seems very demanding in terms of vocal performance.
As Beyonce goes, I don't think so.
Yeah,
You could pick some pretty rough options there. No, I think it's probably fine.
I mean, it's high, but like it's not like a huge range. So like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can,
not
like,
in
kinda,
terms
like,
of range, but just like in terms of energy matching, I feel like it would be difficult to do.
Gotta have the
Well,
right crowd. With all of these.
somebody's gonna go up there and just crush it, and the crowd's gonna love it. And I think it perfectly rounds out my set list.
All right, fair enough. Preston, what is the final pick of the karaoke set list draft?
I have 4 songs here, arranged in order of risk. And I think I'm gonna take number 2 of 4.
The second most risky or second least risky?
Second least risky.
Okay.
I'm gonna take When Doves Cry.
Whoa.
I feel like it's got a good karaoke energy to it. But I'm going out on a limb a little bit.
My one question is, I don't know that I can even like make it clear what part of the song I'm talking about. But when it goes like wow, 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 you know what I'm talking about? Everyone knows what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Prince singing?
It will be when it is.
Because if you have to sing that,
yes.
that's a fucking tough song to sing. And I've always interpreted it as him singing through like some sort
That's
of
fair.
like filter.
I don't
or something.
know. I didn't even really think about that, but you're probably
That's
right.
That might be a
immediately where my
backing.
brain went.
I think that'll probably be on the
No,
back.
Sue, come on, it's definitely Prince singing.
Sue says it's on the backing vocal.
It's definitely lead vocals.
Nope, definitely not.
Damn
you,
it, Sue! You had the perfect opportunity. I set you up for the alley-oop.
I'm feeling
You
generous
just
tonight. I don't know.
blundered the dunk.
Under the dunk.
I do think that's a legitimate concern, though. I do.
Okay.
I
Well,
will
when
say
you
that
hear
that
my other
wasn't.
options, you'll think it was probably the best available.
Yeah, we will. We'll save those for in just a little bit after the break, then.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that I had a different Prince song, you know.
Yeah.
On my
there were
list.
there were a couple others on the list.
Did you have Purple Rain?
No.
Wait, hang on. This is
Okay.
what we discussed.
We can-
This is what
we'll
we
discuss.
discussed after.
Sorry.
Come on, man. You're. My God. Why do we even do this?
I know.
All right, that was the final pick of the karaoke set list draft. Preston ends up with a lineup of Bohemian Rhapsody, Hey Jude, Superstition, My Girl, Rolling in the Deep, and When Doves Cry.
Oh, it's so good.
Sue finishes with Sweet Child of Mine, Since You've Been Gone, I Will Always Love You, Billie Jean, Jolene, and Crazy in Love. And I have Hey Ya, Dancing on My Own, Like a Prayer, Tiny Dancer, Born to Run, and Wonderwall by Oasis.
Sorry, I forgot about the last one.
So we will be back in just a second to break all this picks down.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite host here to ask you on behalf of the Appin Podcast Network, our parent network, to go check out some of their other shows. I'm partial to the Georgia Politics Podcast. I'm a host there every week. We play games at the end of every episode, trivia, great way to stay in touch with local issues going on here in Georgia, but we also touch on national things too. Would really appreciate if you come give us a listen. Check out everything the Appin Podcast Network has going on at appinmedia.com, APPENMEDIA.com.
All right. Well, I'm hesitant to even ask this because I feel like it's very clear what both your answers are going to be. What was the worst pick of the draft?
Yeah, it's that one.
I said maybe gonna be the one that saves me.
I feel like I was deceived by Sue. I thought Sue was an honest, genuine person, but I guess not.
It just goes to show the texting medium just doesn't work.
You've gotta have a mind of your own, Daniel. You know, you gotta you can't just go off of.
I mean, I had it in my own A tier. I mean, it was like one of my A tier options, and then my tiebreaker choice was like, oh well, Stu said it was good too, so that seems like affirmation for what I'm thinking.
What was the other one that you would have chosen? I'm curious.
So the one that I said was my Jolene backup was Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. which is kind of just because it kind of hits like that, like slightly whiny, sad, female, emotional.
Jolene
vibe.
has some pace though. You were bumping to that. Dreams.
Pace is not a problem for the rest of my songs.
This is true.
Like I could afford a slow number,
an acoustic break. Yeah.
Some other ones that I had on my list that I was considering were Sitting on the Dock of the Bay probably would have been my other one that I considered with my last pick there. Then I have others like Stairway to Heaven. I don't think I would have taken Bridge Over Troubled Water. I don't think I would have taken Suspicious Minds by Elvis is a song I love, but I don't know that I would have taken it in that last spot. So it's kind of, I think, between those three were like my where I was trying to zero in on what my final choice would be. What about y'all? What songs that were available that you wanted, when you're planning your team initially, you kind of wanted to get on there, but ended up running out of room or just decided not to take it for whatever reason?
The last four that I was deciding between were When Doves Cry, which I took, Smells Like Teen Spirit, which was just, that I would have taken. So I picked a song that I could not imagine myself singing, so that I really gave myself some variance. Gimme Shelter. And here's the risky pick that it's probably inappropriate, but I know that I would absolutely crush it. No questions asked. Gun to my head is Natural Woman. I would just.
Why is that inappropriate?
I sing that song all the dang time.
What's inappropriate?
In the shower, in the car. I don't know.
That's not Preston's song. That's like that song's not for Preston.
I get
probably
not.
Feel like a natural.
I'm sure you do great with it. I totally agree, but I get.
Listen, if my wife was not asleep in the other room right now, I would truly let the pipe soar. You guys would hear. You'd be like, "Oh wow, that was written for him." Amazing.
Also, you have to remember this set list is not necessarily for Preston to sing.
I know.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So I ended up leaning away from that, and I think I took the best of that bunch. Mm-hmm. Did anybody else consider Smells Like Teen Spirit?
No.
Seems like a totally different vibe than anything else on this list, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not a song to sing along with, really.
I don't think so either.
What about you, Sue?
Yeah. So if I didn't take Billie Jean, I would have taken Kiss by Prince. They seem to have kind of like similar pop vibes, so I didn't want to take both of them. But it's a good one too. The other one, the number one song on the top 500 list was Respect, Aretha Franklin, which is a good, like, very fun, people would be into it, but I just had so many like very like kind of
power
like
ballad.
Yeah, so I didn't think I needed that one. I thought about the like lesbian anthem of Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, but it's kind of long and samey, so I didn't feel like I would have.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this, but why is that a lesbian anthem?
She's a lesbian. It's about being a lesbian.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Sold.
Isn't it singing about a man?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I think I knew more about. I think I knew more about Tracy Chapman before I heard the song. If I had heard the song straight up, I guess it was a little bit ambiguous. But
yeah, it is ambiguous, but just it's from like later context that you find it out. But so
I would have been cool with that song being ranked higher on this list. That is just
it's a great song.
Hits me right in the spot. Daniel's doing some intense Googling.
I'm just looking at the lyrics. I mean, I didn't know she was a lesbian, so I guess there's nothing identifying about who she's singing to. It's just You Got a Fast Car. Mm-hmm. And then
there was okay. I'm letting my like personal history show here a little bit with growing up in Georgia and then going to the University of Alabama. There is no country on this list. Jolene would be the only one that would be on there. So anytime I went to karaoke when I was in college, we were only doing country songs, and I didn't do any of them, but like we were only doing country songs. So I have never heard any of these done in a karaoke context at all.
Interesting. Well, there is Johnny Cash. There's Walk the Line, which is another one that I thought about taking because I love Johnny Cash, but
if it had been Ring of Fire, I think that's a much more
yes,
I agree
for sure.
That does kind of make me want to ask though, what were some songs that outside of the karaoke context you were just surprised to see considered the top 100 songs of all time?
Oh, I mean, where do I even start? This list is absolutely bonkers.
This is the one that just like I scrolled to it and I was just like shocked to see it there was Gasolina by Daddy Yankee.
100%.
So wild. So wild.
Especially because it's so like they break it like they break it down like every 50 as a new page. So it's like the first song you see when you go to the final page. And it's so out of place with every other song that you see on the list. It's like, what on earth? How did Gasolina fucking make this list? It really is shocking. I'm glad we have the same answer for that too.
It's weird because a lot of stuff is very good, but it's just misplaced. Get Your Freak On is very good, but it is the 8th best song of all time, honestly.
Yeah.
Which just seems
don't disrespect Missy Elliott.
Also, the fact that Wonderwall is just in here just seems bad. But there's a lot of Beach Boys.
Which, y'all really hate Wonderwall.
There are some songs I have not heard on here before. Waterloo Sunset by the Kinks.
Oh, that's a great song.
I've never heard that before. I will be sure to go give it a listen.
I think are for some reason lost in like the canon of like classic rock music, and I don't know why, because they have a lot of fucking bangers that should be right up there with like what we think of as like the staples of classic rock music.
Yeah, when I was prepping for this, I had my wife looking through the list and reading them out to me, and she audibly screamed when she saw this one, which is Royals by Lorde at number 30. she was like, absolutely the hell not, and just couldn't partake
it was too
anymore.
low, right? She thought it was way too low.
It's her number one. Absolutely.
Is she a Lorde hater?
I mean, hater was strong. I think we were just looking at these numbers and like the 30th best song all time, all of human existence. Really?
Well, not all of human. They're all Western songs.
That's fair.
They're all modern Western music. So.
Post, I think the oldest would be like 1930s, maybe. So like post 30s, 40s. God, you're right. Gasolina is so weirdly tucked in here. So strange.
Very weird. Also, I don't know that I'm familiar with Runaway by Kanye West featuring Pusha T.
I would say that's potentially, I'm cool with that being Kanye's like selection for this list. I'm cool with it. I would think maybe Stronger just on popularity would be up here instead, but Runaway's fine. It's good.
That was one that like I didn't recognize it by title, and I feel like there are a lot of Kanye West songs that I would recognize by title that I would have thought would be there higher on the list.
There's a lot of Bob Dylan in here, which just...
Well, the name of the magazine is Rolling Stone.
I got it. I know. It's just...
Which is literally from a Bob Dylan song. So I think you have to consider the source.
I suppose. Can I give you guys my Mount Rushmore most overrated artists all time?
Yes.
We'll make it quick. As you might be able to have been able to tell already, Bob Dylan's on there. I think I've never heard a Bob Dylan song that I didn't like the cover better of.
Wow.
The Beach Boys.
I before we move on from that, I think that people who love Bob Dylan, a lot of the value they put in him is his songwriting, not necessarily his like performance.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people will give credit to Bob Dylan for like the covers of his songs.
I agree, but he is a performer. Like there are a lot of songwriters out there. He performed his own music. Like he chose to qualify himself as that. Mm-hmm. And I think he is an awful performer. And I'm just calls it like sees it. Okay, number 2
you really
is,
feel. My God.
This is in no particular order, by the way. Number 2 is the Beach Boys, which they have 3 songs in this top 100.
Yeah, that's kind of bonkers.
Very strange.
What were the 3?
Very strange. Good Vibrations. Was it God Only Knows and something else? Something else that
I mean, Good Vibrations is probably the only one that should be in there.
Number 3, I'm sad to say, is Bruce Springsteen.
You're gonna have a lot of people with that one.
I think I am, but I'm sticking to my guns. I don't get it.
Don't get it at all?
I mean, No, yeah. That's just an easier way to say it. No, I don't get it. Okay, and finally, to round it out, this one I think is probably going to get me the most DMs, which is Drake. Very average, aggressively mediocre. And it's not even like, I don't really listen to a lot of rap, but I know how to like respect stuff that is good, and no, he does not deserve it. So,
well, he's a pop artist.
Yeah,
he makes pop music.
Well, it's not popular to me. So there you go. I thought pop was supposed to be likable.
I'm just saying, I think like looking at him from like a hip hop lens is maybe like disingenuous to the kind of music he makes.
Give me any lens, and I don't feel it. But anyway,
Fair.
there's your take of the week. Hit me up in the Discord, people.
I mean, I think all of those artists probably are a little bit overrated. I don't know that I have them on my Mount Rushmore of most overrated. But I agree that I think they all have like absolute diehard fanatic fans who would swear and die by their artistic genius. And I think that's
right.
A little strong.
A bit much. Yeah.
What about you, Sue? Do you have anyone who just, not related to this list at all, but just want to get off your chest? Someone who
start shit.
Super
start
overrated?
Shit.
I mean, yeah, there are plenty of overrated people, but I don't know. None that are on this list. None that I can think of right now. Okay. Yeah, we're staying in the positive zone right now.
Okay.
No, I kind of want to say mine and really just piss Preston off.
Do it.
I think the Eagles.
You're so incorrect.
I think the Eagles fucking suck.
They're also, it's hard to say they're overrated. They're not like
no, people love the Eagles, man. People fucking love the Eagles.
I just think you're wrong about this. We've had this argument so many times. But the problem is I can't argue this point with you without making it seem like I think they're like in the upper echelon of music godhood, which I don't. Mm-hmm. But I think saying that they're overrated is a bad call. So I'm somewhere between the two, I suppose.
All right. Now that we've sorted all that out, final question of the evening. Who had the best draft? Whose set list do you most want to sing or be there for, or whatever, however you interpreted this draft? And of course, if you're lame and you're picking yourself, who is your number 2 choice? Sue, how about you start us off?
Well, call me lame because I definitely won this draft. But beyond that, I will say I think Preston's is a little bit dated of all of them. I mean, it's hard to say because these are all great songs. I just think you do have Rolling in the Deep, which kind of like brings you a little bit more modern, but I think My Girl is like, yeah, it's just like not, I don't think that is like really gonna be as great of a performance and like gonna get the people going. And some of them just feel like not quite for, our modern audience as much. So I think I would have to go with Daniel's despite the Oasis inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Preston.
If Daniel had stuck the landing, I think it would have been close, but in my mind, between me and him, but I'm going to go with mine. I think he's a close second. Sue, I think it's just I would be self-conscious singing songs that are that slow. The I Will Always Love You beat drop, very good, very cool, but it takes a long time to get there. You got to go through 2 verses and a chorus, at least. What about all this to get there?
Yeah, that's fair. One song. That's one song on my list.
And Jolene is a little. I really like Jolene, but I don't know.
It's got some pace to it.
Doesn't feel like you're using my word. I said that too, but it doesn't. But it doesn't give me karaoke vibes. I don't know why.
Really, I'm surprised with that. I think Jolene's got incredible karaoke vibes. Not every karaoke song has to be a fucking banger,
Yeah, sometimes you got to bust out the Wonderwall to get people to go home.
Yeah.
It's like, closing time, but for
what should I have taken with my last pick then instead?
I don't know.
I mean, would you have liked any of the ones that I was considering? Sitting on the Dock of the Bay or Dreams?
I think they're all maybe. Well, I don't know. Those both seem a little slow. I mean, the same problem that maybe Jolene and My Girl have is that they're just like a little slow. So and again, like that's something I mentioned in the beginning that there aren't a ton of like really like pop songs on this list. So
Right.
we're starting to get towards the end. But one of the ones I also didn't mention that I was considering was September. Like I think that could have been like a really fun one too.
Mhm.
Could have rounded it out.
Mm-hmm. What is your pop go-to song for karaoke, Sue?
Valerie. Amy Winehouse.
That's such a
Amy
good
Winehouse
choice.
Because there's also a really good Valerie by Steve Winwood.
Mm-hmm.
That is also very.
That's a really good choice. Okay,
thank you.
Just had to.
We should go. We'll go to karaoke sometime, Preston.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
I think even Sue is being too negative on Julian. I think it's okay to have a slow song here. I like my list, even with Wonderwall on it. Honestly, I think Wonderwall fills a niche that the rest of my songs don't, and I think y'all are hating on it way too much.
That's probably true.
I think for a second choice though, I think for me, I love 4 of Preston's songs and really don't care for 2 of them. Is that enough for like my more lukewarm feelings about most of Sue's list?
Yes.
I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. I think I like When Doves Cry. I would never in a million years consider it as like a karaoke song. And I agree with Sue. I think My Girl is just like, there are a lot of old songs, but My Girl, although it's a classic, feels dated just in the way it's sung. But I think Bohemian Rhapsody, Hey Jude, Superstition, and Rolling in the Deep are enough to carry the load for his set.
Okay, I think if you're saying "And I Will Always Love You" is like is too slow. Hey,
no,
Jude
I'm not saying that.
Slow. Sorry, no. I'm back at Preston. I'm mad at Preston right now for shit talking my set list.
Oh God. Okay.
I like Hey Jude. I think is like just as slow, if not slower, and has a worse payoff than I Will Always Love You.
I think maybe you're right about that.
Thank you.
I think to be the mediator here, I think the difference is, if I were pressing this argument, I would make Hey Jude is more like
crowd sing
that everyone in the entire bar can sing together. Because there's kind of like the group sing, like even within the song itself, part of it. That I Will Always Love You, while I still think it's a good karaoke song, does not have that. Like if someone is singing I Will Always Love You in karaoke, they're singing it by themselves and everyone's listening to them.
And you're watching it like you watch a NASCAR race. You're like, when's the crash gonna happen? Like, oh, here comes the key change. Everybody's real quiet. You're like, oh my God, are they gonna do it? Yeah.
So I do think that's a big enough difference that like the pace argument, not that I'm making it because I'm not. I think they're both great choices.
I appreciate you making it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that would be my retort.
I will say, the one thing I didn't like, I think Since You've Been Gone is the one of mine that is most like crowd singing. Usually I would like, if I were to have a set list for myself personally, I would have more crowd singy songs. And I am noticing now in retrospect that I have very few of those. So
God, Since You've Been Gone is really good.
Are you still voting for yourself?
Very good. I am still voting for myself because I think you have to be your own biggest fan.
That's true. I really need to work on, honestly, just in my life. I need to be better at that. Sue, thank you so much for joining us. It was an absolute delight to have you back on for our first episode of season 3.
Thanks for having me. It was great to be here.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to promote? I know, as I said earlier, you're the busiest person that I know on the face of the earth. Promote yourself.
I will promote the Raleigh Radiance right now because we're in the full swing as my semi-professional ultimate frisbee team. Unfortunately, I am out for the season with injury, but we've been doing a lot of fun stuff content wise. We got some video content, some photo content coming out as well. So just check us out over there.
Where can they find you?
Right, at Raleigh Radiance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and at RaleighRadiance.com.
What the YouTube is real good too. What's the YouTube?
Raleigh Radiance, I think. I'm not sure about that one, but you can find it. There's links everywhere.
Use your SEO skills, people. Just look it up. You'll find it. I believe in you.
Be sure to follow Sue on their own Instagram as well. Sue Digital Media does a lot of really, really cool stuff over there. Photography, editing, just all kinds of new cool stuff that impresses me every time she posts. So be sure to support Sue individually as well. Preston, do we have any final thoughts on today's episode?
Thanks everybody for giving us a reason to do this a third whole season.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, we're getting old.
Woohoo.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
trying to think
season
about that.
48 of Drafted, where we're picking best tapioca stands in the West New Jersey area.
I'm not retiring to West New Jersey, all right? So we're gonna have to pick a different spot for the tapioca.
Okay,
stands,
you'll just have to do more research.
Otherwise, I'm on board. But yeah, thanks so much, y'all. We hope you enjoyed this episode. It's definitely good to be back. We'll be getting back into the swing of things with new episodes every week. Please follow us on Twitter. That's where you'll vote as well for who you think had the best draft this week. Follow us on Instagram. We don't really post a whole lot over there. We'll try to get better about that. On Facebook and YouTube, you can listen to the episodes there as well. But the big one, please, we would love it so much. It's only like $3 a month, I think, is the cheapest one. If you love the show, supporting us on Patreon would mean a ton to us. It does take time and effort and work to make this podcast happen for you all that we know you guys love. And we love doing it, don't get us wrong, but it would mean a lot to us if you could support the Patreon. Otherwise, for Preston and myself, we will talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Bye. Everybody's favorite signature sign off. Bye.